So I did a workflow where there is here I get the home page, and I did it 30 times. It's to have an activity that take a certain amount of time. Then I block on this activity. So in the property, I'll make it a singleton, a single instance. So when I start a singleton workflow, normally it does its job, and when it stops on an activity, if the same event come again, it don't create a new instance because it's a singleton. So this is the expected behavior. So here I will j'aurais pu le faire. Yes. So here I will send 10 concurrent requests. Okay, and now I refresh. So what happened, even it is a singleton, I could make the demo with only one request, and you will see that there is only one instance, and do it again, and do it again, only one instance, because the requests are not concurrent. But if you have 10 concurrent requests, you will have 10 instances.
Switchable.
So because it didn't have the first one didn't have the time to persist his workflow. The other one say, okay, I can do my job. So it's not really a bug, but yes, I don't find the correct word. So I delete them. Now I come again here, and in the property, there is two new parameters for atomicity, a lock timeout and a lock expiration in milliseconds. So I will put 10 seconds for the first example, and after I will show you if you use a lower value for the timeout to have a different behavior. So I save it, save the workflow. And now here. So what happened? Only one instance. Okay, and we can see this instance is blocked here. So I delete it. So atomicity, a lock for atomicity is useful for a single instance workflow. If it's not a single instance, so if there is no timeout, it will create 10 instances, that's okay. But we will do it because we will compare the time if there is locking time. So yeah, okay, I save. Okay, so we can see requests per second here, and we have 10 instances. Okay. Now I will do the same, but with some locking time. So it's no more a single instance, but we still use locking time. So there will be 10 instances, but each instance was each process time was done each after the other one, like a job queue. So you will see that it will take a little more time because each one work each after each other, not at the same time. So that's okay. You can see request per second is lower, but you have, oh, we only have 9 because one has timeout. Because to create, to do 10 times the total work with my loop.
So shouldn't there be one in a failed state?
The last one, timeout. He wait for all other one, and so it can be useful to make to not be a singleton, a workflow singleton, but we don't want that a given workflow work concurrently, and the job is done one after each other atomically. And
I think that the one that timed out should still be created, but in a failed state. So we can see 10 instances, but one of them is failed. So we know that one failed because it timed out. Otherwise, there is no way to know that it timed out.
Yes, but it's not really a bug because, yes, I understand, we'll see, because it's part of the locking contract, as you say to me in a previous discussion. But let me show the last example. I will do the same, but with a low timeout. So it's not a single instance.
They will all fail.
Yes. But so we can create multiple instances even if one is still processing, but we have a lower timeout to have like a debouncer. If there is 100 same request, concurrent requests at a time, they will be just rejected. So this parameter could act as a filter. I will do it. I will do it. So here, no instance. Maybe one or two may be created if it has time. Normally, with 100 milliseconds, we will have only one instance, I think.
So what I think
it's very quick. It's very quick because they don't wait. And I have only one instance, sorry.
Yeah. So what I think you did is not what you wanted to do. You did 2 parameters with times, so you let people simulate what they actually want. So here, the single instance thing is a bug. The fact that you have to define.
I separate this because when you create an instance, I just demoed the creation of a workflow instance when they start, but after when they are resuming, when an instance exists, even it is a single or not, when they are resuming multiple times, we still use this indifferently. So I separate it.
What I think is you miss more checkboxes instead of times. So I will finish what I said, which is that you define times to simulate behavior. And what I think we should have checkboxes to define what behavior you want. And then you in the code you define whatever is necessary to do that, either a timeout or a lock or whatever. But you can't expect people to understand that timeout and expiration will do what you just demoed. Example, when you check single instance, it should be a single instance. You should not have to say log timeout 100. If you think that a log timeout of 100 or 1000 is necessary in the code to do what you want, do it in the code. But when I check single instance, it should be a single instance. The system should not have to wait for a static state, a stored state, to make the workflow single instance. I think when the workflow...
I understand, and I thought about this, but when you click here, you still have to put some value here, because it depends on the single instance if it's a long work or not.
I don't agree.
Yes?
I don't agree. You can just say, imagine there is no log timeout and log expiration. I check the single instance. What I want to happen is that if two requests starts two workflows at the same time, the second is blocked, done. Okay. I don't care about timeout or whatever, it's blocked. And if there is a default timeout that the second one should not wait for more than whatever, it's an option, it's a setting, it's a configuration. Maybe that's something you can say, but you can keep, like, for instance, log timeout, okay? But it's an option. It should not drive the single instance behavior. The single instance behavior should work even if I don't define log timeout. And if I define log timeout or log expiration, sorry, it's hard to understand which one here. But if I say, no, the second workflow should not wait for more than 1 minute or 1 second or whatever, then okay, after that time, the log will be expired and the workflow will be cancelled, fine. So that's the first thing. Then,
if you only check single instance in the implementation, which value will you use for timeout and expiration?
A default one. You can have a default value of 1 second here. It's fine, but what you showed us here is that if you don't set any value, single instance doesn't work. I think it's wrong.
Yes, yes.
So I think if I want to, I should not have to set a value which is more than whatever the workflow timeout is to have single instance to work. If there is no timeout, it should wait indefinitely. Done.
I don't know how you say in English. J'ai pas osé faire ça.
So here, if you put single instance, you check it. It doesn't work. You showed us. It doesn't work. What I say is that it should work by default. I should not have to check and set a value.
So if we put single instance, log timeout is it's supported with distributed log. Log timeout with will be infinite or a long time.
Yeah, 10 seconds, 1 minute, a default, whatever. But I should not have to see it.
What is your suggestion for the default?
1 minute. Let's use 1 minute. I don't know. It depends on each workflow, but let's use 1 minute.
1 minute, a little less, because background task is what the granularity of background task is 1 minute. And you have the time, event every minute.
Okay, so then put it 1 second before, I don't know, or 10 seconds, something before the background task. Then the second demo was about blocking, like it's serial. So it's not a single instance, but it's serial. So you don't want, it's not a single instance. So you want just, so it's another checkbox. What I mean is that it's not a parallel creation, it's serial creation, like one after the other. So it's a second checkbox or drop down. Is it a standard one? Is it a single instance? Or is it a serial instance? Which means one at a time. It's locked, but there is no timeout. It's one at a time. Or maybe there is also a timeout, but it's a timeout for the serial processing and not the single instance processing, which will time out everything. So the two values here, it's just one. And based on what you want to do, which is standard, single, or serial, then the value will mean different things.
And you have another scenario. you have a workflow which is a single instance. But single instance actually, single instance means only one instance is starting at a time. But when one instance is finished, another one can.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. So.
And serial means only one is processed and only serial. Isn't it the same thing, serial and single?
How I implemented it, when, for example, if 3 instances exist of a given workflow type, they can run concurrently, but a given instance with its workflow ID can't run concurrently if on a given event.
Okay.
It's atomicity of a given instance.
We'll talk about it offline.
Yes, I think we have to discuss on it. And I just to say, and I finish. I use the same 2 parameters. I have other PR to do atomic background task.
Okay.
And by tweaking the value, but you will say to me to have a different checkbox. We can have exclusive or atomic or like for workflow. And I also do the same with 2 values, but only by configuration, to have a shell activation atomicity. Because there is an issue where someone, when it starts multiple instances concurrently, so not on a fresh setup, but afterwards, if it updates the code and there are some migration steps, there are multiple migration steps that run concurrently and that want to create a new column or and it fails. So with the exact same pattern, I applied it to shell activation and to background task.
Okay, thank you. I think it's just a UI and description issue, not technical.
Yes.
Awesome.